Good morning to all of my friends on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on my YouTube channel that are watching this live. And good morning to all of my students that are participating in this Zoom broadcast. We're here to help you answer your questions, walk you through a process that over the last 26, 27 years has helped more network marketers rank advance than any other process. As a matter of fact, it's not just for network marketers. If you know who would benefit from whatever products that you're selling, you can go directly to them on LinkedIn, make the connection, and increase your business. Now, today, we're going to be talking about some tactics and strategies that you can be using to make sales over the next 3 or 4 days. Here in the United States, we're approaching the Thanksgiving Day holiday. And so more people starting today are starting to make plans for what they're going to do next week. Are they traveling? Are they visiting their family? Is family visiting them? And an interesting thing happens at this time of year. Thanksgiving is a time when we all give thanks for what we have. Give thanks for the opportunities that we can look forward to. The mindset of people during this time of year put them in a position where they are more open and amenable to doing new things, to making changes. And from now until the end of the year, and you have 43 days to take advantage of this. This is a very, very unique time of year. And for those of you that think your business is going to slow down, no, my friends, it only slows down if you slow down. So there are powerful tactics and strategies that you could be using that really only work in the next 43 days, but will help you build your business faster. Now, over the last 2 months, as LinkedIn has been making significant changes, and talk about significant changes, yesterday, for those of you that were on LinkedIn, LinkedIn literally went down. They cut off a number of their different features, and when they went back up, they put it back together, and they still haven't put all of the features that you're used to using back. Now, I've been quietly working on some new prospecting and recruiting tactics that will enable you to generate more nonstop leads that will turn immediately into distributors, customers, and sales, and you can believe. Some of them will only work in the next 43 days. And many of LinkedIn's recent changes make it easier to instantaneously position you as a person of influence. The perfect prospects will reach out to you and ask you about your business. So whether you're an old friend, a loyal student, or a new student, or an eager entrepreneur that wants to take their business to the next level, these new prospecting and recruiting tactics will give you a number of unfair advantages over your competition for the next 43 days. They'll enable you to beat your competition to the best prospects for your business, and frankly, enroll them over the weekend. Now, one unfair advantage provides you with a crystal ball that eliminates the uncertainty when it comes to identifying perfect prospects for your business, so you know in advance who the perfect prospects are and how to attract them to you. Now, you'll experience explosive growth in the next 43 days. As we approach the second half of November, and we're in it now, the second half of November will be the busiest part of the month for you. And then, of course, we move into December. Your business will not slow down unless you do. Inflation and the rising cost of everything is causing more people to jump on LinkedIn because they need or want to find ways to generate additional income on a full-time or part-time basis. LinkedIn is now up to 890 million professional users, and I predict that by New Year's Eve, they will be at 900 million. Large companies are laying off tens of thousands of employees right now as we speak. So in the next 43 days, you've got more social events, more parties, and family get-togethers than the whole rest of the year put together. Combining all of these factors results in two important things. One, people will spend more money, or I should add, will cautiously spend more money, and people will need more money. With that in mind, understand that in the next 43 days, more people will be seeking part-time work, looking to find a better paying job or a new job, and are looking to find ways to make money from home than at any other time of the year. Now, some of my new prospecting and recruiting strategies, tactics, and scripts will only work in the next 43 days. And when used correctly, they will enable you to dramatically increase the size of your existing network and experience significant rank advancement before New Year's Eve. Many of the recent changes made by LinkedIn have made my strategies, tactics, and scripts even more effective than ever before. And at the same time, some of the recent changes have made portions of my training material obsolete. So as LinkedIn is putting itself back together, you're leaving off some things. One of the things we'll check to see if they put it back is they're moving invitations to connect over to the notifications area. And we're seeing that as they do that, they're not broadcasting the birthdays of people you're connected to. That's one thing. In our November boot camp, we also talked about going back and looking at the people that you've already talked to. Some of you who have been on LinkedIn for years are connected to people that go all the way back to 2012, 2014. And when you look at the profile, you could actually tell when you were connected. They took that off, or at least they haven't put it back yet. And so one of the things for those of you that are paying subscribers, and this is the reason why you only want to subscribe to LinkedIn on a monthly basis. You need to reach back out to LinkedIn. I'm going to be preparing a document that you could send to their customer service department and let them know that you missed these things. It's possible they just forgot to put them back. So you need to let people know you missed them. So with 890 million professional users and your ability to connect with people that you know in advance would be perfect prospects for your business. There is no easier, faster way. The green M&Ms represent people that are looking for business. The yellow M&Ms represent unhappy network marketers. The reds are people that would buy your products or subscribe to your service. And Felix, I can't. Okay. It's not going to, you've got to get around, you got to sign up for Sales Navigator. Let me know when you do. Now, I want to, no, let me. All right. So LinkedIn is the world's largest professional social network. If you're not on it, you need to get on it. And once you get on it, you're going to find it is the most powerful and effective social network for building your business. Unfortunately, LinkedIn is no longer a secret, and millions of network marketers, some people in your own company, are jumping on LinkedIn. And it's forcing LinkedIn to make serious and significant changes to their platform, because the people that are jumping into LinkedIn don't understand the power of a social network. And as a result, as soon as they are on there, they'll do a search for people based on their profession, like you're doing, that you know in advance need what they have, what you have, want what you have. And they're making no attempt at all to establish a connection, to qualify the person. They are just blasting out promotional material, which is a reason why you absolutely have to remove the name of your company from your profile, or else you're going to be immediately identified, as someone, as one of those people. Now, the smartest top earners in your business are using LinkedIn, but they use it differently than most people. They use LinkedIn's latest new features to enroll customers and reps in less time, because they are taking the time to establish a relationship. And what people don't realize is it doesn't take a lot of time. Your profile, the information that you put on it about yourself, naturally and easily makes you appear to be the person that the person you're trying to reach would like to know. You're going to be able to build large teams faster when you're talking to the right people, and literally build massive organizations all around the world. It's a simple process. You're learning a dance. 4 steps. Create a page. Connect with people. Communicate with them. Close the ones that clearly need what you have, want what you have. Now, it's easier to identify perfect prospects on LinkedIn from the information listed on their profile than on any other social network. Why? Because you're looking at their work history. You're looking at their resume. And now what has LinkedIn done? LinkedIn is enabling people to put a frame around their picture that says they're open for work. They're open for work. Their answers to some simple questions will confirm that they are indeed a serious prospect for your business, and it's only these people that you want to talk to about your business. There is no faster, easier way to build your business. And again, it doesn't matter what you're selling. So prices are going up. The cost to put on a Thanksgiving turkey dinner dramatically increased. Interest rates are literally decimating the mortgage industry. They're decimating the real estate industry. And companies are laying people off. Additionally, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have all kinds of companies that massive layoffs. And of course, companies are going to be going out of business. Now, the wave of layoffs is sweeping across America. And for those of you that participated in a retreat, one of my retreats, the overall, I want to remind you that when life hands you lemons, there's an opportunity to make lemonade. Somebody that just got laid off with 400 or 500 other people knows 400 or 500 other people that would be interested, in your business if there's a fit. The cuts stem from slower business growth paired with rising labor costs. Every day, there's some news about companies that are slimming down. The layoffs span across industries from mortgage lending to digital payment processing. Peloton has laid off thousands of employees this year. And again, I need to remind you that you're not going to be the only person that's going to be reaching out to these people. Only they're not making any effort, they're not making any attempt to establish a relationship. They're just making the connection and bam, sending their pitch. Twitter slashed 50% of its workforce. Even traditionally layoff-resistant companies like Netflix have made cuts. And now companies that saw a pandemic-era boom, like Shopify, cutting hundreds of jobs. Peloton. On LinkedIn, you got 18,000 people that work for Peloton. Twitter, 48,000 people. Netflix, 82,000. Amazon, at the beginning of the week, announced they're cutting 10,000 jobs. You got over 2 million Amazon employees on LinkedIn. Meta, the new name for Facebook, is reducing its workforce by 13%. So not only do they run Facebook, but Instagram and WhatsApp, people are being affected. There's 400,000 Facebook employees on LinkedIn. These major economic changes are forcing experienced professionals in many industries to want to know more about your business because they're looking for ways to find people that have a solution to their opportunity. Banking, mortgages, real estate, furniture sales, home improvement in every area is being affected. In real estate, you got 6,500,000, 580,000. Now, as far as sales is concerned, there's 2.4 million people involved in real estate sales. But then you've got secretaries, you've got administrative assistants, you have office managers, all connected to real estate companies that are also going to be affected. In the mortgage field, 1.8 million people. And again, you have loan officers, And then you have office managers, you have assistants, executive assistants. Same thing in banking. 8.1 million people in the banking industry. And it's not going to be hard to find the people who are actively looking for work, because LinkedIn is allowing people to put that open to work frame around their picture. At the end of the day, it's going to come down to conversation. And what we're going to discover is that the scripts that I'm providing you with is going to make it easier So Bob just put in the notes. These pools of potential looking for new opportunity candidates are mind-blowing, and connecting to just one may segue to many who they know. That's right, Bob. Let me unmute Bob for just a second.
Good morning, Max.
Good morning, Bob. So we're having a lot of fun with this, I see.
Yeah. The ability to reach into people that have that commonality with recently losing their jobs or their livelihood, especially at the end of the year, it is, again, it's mind-blowing.
So what do you think that's going to do for your business between now and the end of the year?
Well, certainly going to spike it up. And in my case, I have a fairly significant network whom I've already been in contact with or connected to. So it's just in reaching out and finding who has their finger into those groups of people.
Yep. Yeah. Let me know. Go ahead and check to see, look up some of the people you've been connected with. Bring up their profile and see, you know, when you go into the
my network, and then search within the already connected pool, right?
Yeah, but what I'm interested in is when you bring up their profile, are they showing you when you
No, they're not. I checked it this morning already. They're no longer showing when I connected. You pointed that out yesterday on the call, and I've been researching, and they're actually stripping back other details. I can't recall what it was, but it seems like the more info or contact info is under review and modification right now.
Yeah. Well, what they typically do, and this is pretty common, is at this time of year, LinkedIn, Facebook, all the social networks begin to evaluate moving into the new year. What can they do to offer their users, specifically their paying users, or with a free social network like Facebook, what can they do to keep your interest, to provide you with additional features? And on Facebook, they're always looking at what their users are using the most, because the most popular features that they're using, they want to amplify them and make them better. And sometimes they end up going in the wrong direction because they're measuring the popular features that are being used the most. On LinkedIn, they're doing the same thing. And over the last, I started doing LinkedIn trainings back in 2010. That was the first time we jumped in there when they only had 90 million users. what we found is that in December or January, typically it's January or February of a year, they literally launch a whole new platform, offering new features, offering new benefits. And so for those of you that were in the November boot camp, and for those of you that are in the December boot camp, we're going to see what they're leaving in, what they're taking out. And then come January, who knows what they're going to do?
Right.
Who knows? And I'm preparing a list of the things that you're taking off that I'll be sharing with all of our students. And what you want to do is you want to contact customer service and complain about it. That's the reason why I always suggest to all of you, don't pay for LinkedIn a year in advance. The only strategy, the only emphasis you have with LinkedIn is to say, hey, I like that feature. And if you don't put it back, I have to question whether or not I want to continue to pay for LinkedIn. And they have added some phenomenal features. Remember last year, you could go on LinkedIn and you could do a search, see who joined LinkedIn in the last week, in the last month.
Yeah.
That was phenomenal. And it gave everybody, or at least it gave my students, an edge, unfortunately, for whatever reason. And I begin to suspect that LinkedIn is watching the actions and activity and the ripple effect of what I'm teaching will go throughout a company, go throughout a network marketing leader's large organization. So it could be for that reason that LinkedIn is looking at all the people that are changing their birthdays, every month or every other month. It happened on Facebook. Facebook, you used to be able to go in and change your birthday all the time. Now they limit you to 3 changes. After 3 changes, they won't let you do it anymore. So they study what their people are doing, and then they make the appropriate adjustments. And unfortunately, it seems like the biggest group of people that are breaking the rules, that are violating LinkedIn's terms of service, are in the health, wellness, and fitness category. The matter of fact,
definitely.
As a matter of fact, if you're in it, when you created your profile a couple of years ago, that's where you want it to be. It's not visible, but that was the category you wanted to be in. You can't get into that category anymore. They've broken it up, and they're watching the actions and they're reviewing the activity of people. And now they've got linked in jail. Now, if they even suspect you're breaking the rules, they will lock you out of your account and require you to provide them with a driver's license or a picture identity to confirm that you're really a person. Because what people are doing, which I think is stupid, they can create a bogus account, put up anybody's picture, go in and copy the profiles of very, very successful people. And then they get in there and then they hook up these bots and they start the process. They start reaching out to people. We're even starting to see, I told you what is going to happen. We're really starting to see now women that are approaching men with more of a personal relationship agenda, sexual agenda, and women are getting the same things from men. Now, that's been a part of Facebook for a long time.
Sure.
But you can tell by looking at the picture of the person. And these things are easy to spot. So LinkedIn has changing their format. They're letting people know they're open to work. And what you want to do is you want to make the connection. But what they're doing is they're telling people, no. You don't want to let people connect with you. You want people to follow you. And so when you have the connect bar up there, you're going to beat your competition to connecting with the hottest prospects.
Right.
LinkedIn and everyone is in a perfect storm. LinkedIn's going faster than ever before because more people are jumping on LinkedIn because they want to find new jobs. Let me come over here first. And I had a lesson that I wanted to share with everybody, but before I do that, when I log into my account and I come over here to my network, so these are the people that are recently connected with, reached out to connect with me. So here's Vincent. Can we work with you? Would you be interested in setting up a call? David, Mr. YouTube, helping you be the authority that you want to be. Let me go down a bit. All right. So here's one, Dora Chen. Let's look at her profile. Responsible person in the Toronto area, Director of Operations. And according to this, she's in Singapore. I mean, really? Really? And this isn't so bad. There are other actions of people that clearly demonstrate their online agenda. You get it right from their profile. Who are these people? What are they all about? So every day, you're hearing from people and their agenda is revealed by what you see on the page. So if I come over here to my connections and I want to look to see which of my connections, people that I've connected with today, are looking for an opportunity. Now, for those, so I've got 354 people that I've been connected to that are now looking for an opportunity. So now the question is, how long have we been connected? So you bring up their profile, contact information. Now we can see the birthday. but we don't know how long we've been connected. The only way you would know is to look at the message area to see, is it dated? So I have no idea. They're making changes. And your ability to connect with people, to find people that are looking for opportunities, right now, $1.6 million people. You know, in my let me come over here to my scripts book. There are going to be people that are clearly open to opportunities. They blasted all over their page. And then there are going to be people based on what they do. Even though they're not saying they're open to an opportunity, typically they are. So we have an example of a case study where one of my students reached out to someone that they connected with that wasn't open to an opportunity. They were happy. And then they used our transition strategy to find out if, hey, would you be open to looking at something? So Zyla reached out to someone, I changed the names here. She reached out to someone that was in sales. So she sent Aaron a connection request. Let me make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. So she sends Aaron a connection request, and Aaron accepts. So she says, hey, I've made some wonderful friends here. What do you do? And he goes, I'm with T-Mobile. I oversee retail stores on the south side of Atlanta. And you? Have you always been in Atlanta? When you ask somebody what do they do, 85% of the time, they'll come back and ask you what you do. So you never have to feel the urgency to just push what you do on people. Just relax, be polite. So then she says, well, don't hate me. I use Sprint. So I've been in Atlanta for a little over 3 years. I was a music teacher for years and recently retired because of my growing internet business. And when you're communicating with people on here, you always come back and end your message with a question so that you could learn more about the other person. So, how long have you been with T-Mobile? So he writes back, well, I've been in Atlanta for 4 years. She told him she was there for 3. He's trying to establish the mutual things they have in common. Same amount of time with T-Mobile. What is your internet business? Glad to hear it's working for you. I love music. I play a lot. I hope you still have time to enjoy that as well. So they have 2 things in common. They both live in Atlanta and they both like music. She's got an internet business. And he asks, what is your internet business? So the conversation takes 2 tracks. One, talking about the business, talking about what he does. And the other one is talking about the things that they have in common, music. So she writes, I do something with music daily, either playing for myself or others. What do you play? What are you doing? What were you doing before T-Mobile in Atlanta? So he writes back, I play guitars, drums, whoops. Little saxophone. What, you? I was with Verizon before. You must be talented. I play guitar, acoustic, folksy stuff. I was a singer and I play a little bit of piano. But the question she always comes back with are about his business. Well, why did you go from Verizon to T-Mobile? So half of his answer is about music. The other half is all about business. I enjoy that music also, pretty much most music. Love to watch people play the fiddle. It's exciting. And then the rest was about business. Verizon was all about numbers. I felt like a number. At T-Mobile, it's all about people, promoting and developing such a much better culture. Now think about it. What do you do to be successful in network marketing? You want to promote and develop people. So what are we doing? We're looking for things that we have in common. We're also looking for people that like to do the things that you have to do if you want to be successful in network marketing, developing people. So she writes back, agreed, workplace culture can make all the difference. So glad you found something that brings you more joy. What are you promoting and developing with T-Mobile? And he writes back, people. That's my passion. Investing time and energy into making people better really lies their potential. I enjoy that. And that's what, as a leader in network marketing, that you do. And so when you get into the scripts and you get into the strategies, when you're talking to somebody that clearly isn't looking for an opportunity, but is making a living doing the things that help people become successful, only they're working for other people and they're building teams and developing people that benefit the companies that they work for. So she wrote back, people are my passion too. Every day I get the poor belief in the people and watch their lives change. So I get it. You know, you'd probably love what I do. Now the transition. With all your experience in sales and business and your passion for helping people meet their potential, have you ever gotten involved with a network marketing company where you could offer your clients a product you were passionate about and add an additional stream of income to your bank account? If so, what were they? She's not trying to sell. She's looking to determine if there's an opportunity to sell. And so he wrote back, I've been approached by many people, and there's no surprise to that. His profile would attract all kinds of people and all kinds of network marketing companies. Everything from makeup to CBD oil and Primerica. What is it that you offer? I'm not opposed to hearing about it. Let me know. Maybe it's something I could enjoy and become passionate about. So at this point, I get an urgent text from Xylo. What do I do? What do I say? And this, frankly, is the benefit of being in boot camps, learning how to do this. And it's also what we do with our coaching students. So this is how we develop the scripts that are proven to work. So I jumped into her account and I wrote the answer. I'm not surprised that other people are approaching you. LOL, laughing out loud. With your proven track record, and we got this information off of his profile. With your proven track record of working with people, helping them become passionate about their work and building teams, you'd be very successful in any network marketing company that you work with. You want to take the high road. Don't try to sell your company. You're an ambassador for the industry, for the business. Now you hit the nail on the head with your comment about being passionate about the products, because that's the key to being successful in this kind of business. As I'm sure you're aware, there are thousands of companies out there with all kinds of products and services. And this is where she talks about herself. I'm working with a company called Isagenix and was initially a customer of their products. And as a result, I lost almost 40 pounds, increased my stamina for working out, and have never been healthy. As a result of my experience with the products, I naturally got excited about the income opportunity that comes with building a team of motivated and ambitious people who want an unlimited opportunity to earn as much money as they want. And now the project launch. I'm launching a project to work with 3 people that have, and this is where we personalize it to the person we're talking to, that have your level of team building experience and help them go to the top of the company fast. And I'd be delighted to share the details of how we'd be working together to make it happen for you. And then we send over the post. If you don't build your dream, someone else will hire you to help them build theirs. And then we ended, perhaps this is a time in your life to stop making the mobile carriers you work for rich. Start building your own team of motivated entrepreneurs and help all of them become rich building their own business. I'm confident you'd enjoy working with me. Would you be interested in learning the details of how we would work together? Now, he didn't sign up right away, right? It was almost 2.5 months before he pulled the trigger. But she was communicating with him all the time because he was clearly a hot prospect. All right. So let me come over here. So Zyla called in to one of our Ask Max sessions the morning that she signed him up. Okay. And I want you to hear what she had to say.
Hey Max, how's it going?
Hi, Delia. Things are going really, really well. How are things going with you?
Good. I always have you on in the background. You're like my little motivation, and then if I get stuck, I can pop over and say, Max.
So you signing somebody up now?
Yeah, I just finished it. He was someone that I was sure was going to sign up, and I would call this one about as textbook as you make them. I'm pretty excited to have him on my team.
Mm-hmm.
But when he wasn't hesitating, but it just took him a bit to kind of like let everything sink in and figure out really what was going to be happening. And it's interesting. I used on our text messages back and forth exactly the same strategy that we use here of just continuing the conversation, ending with a question, giving him a reason to text me something back, even if it was, "What did you do for this weekend?" I wrote back to him. I was like, "Sure wish you were in my business this week because it has just exploded," which is true. It has exploded. Thank you to all of your help. And he texted me this morning and said, "Okay, this is it."
So tell me about your exploding business.
Yeah, so one of the people that I enrolled from LinkedIn, again, I literally followed the script. I just went right down your script book it was an unhappy network marketer, and she came over, and within the first 2 days, she ranked advanced. And one of the people that she brought on within 24 hours, she ranked advanced. And they both are just calling me out of the blue this week. "Oh yeah, I'm enrolling somebody else." And I asked them, "Do you need help? Do you need me to do anything?" No, we've got it all figured out. And the original one I enrolled, she's about to rank advanced again, which is also really great for me. But I mean, I can't even keep track. I don't even know it's like, so I think we just brought in like 9 or 10. I was counting up with my husband last night, 9 or 10 people they just brought into the organization within, 10 days, and which is more people than I can keep up with, I mean, they're fine. Everything is all set up for them. There's nothing for me to do, but to just be here as a support and show them, I've shared with them the scripts, what I do. I've been on the phone if they've needed me to, but it's just, it's the first time since I've been in this business that I understand what's happening with network marketing. Like you can't grow the business if you don't have people growing under you. And if you don't have a way to reach out to people who are business builders, then you're just going to be like a hamster in a hamster wheel, just enrolling people over and over. When I'm approaching people on LinkedIn, you see, I don't talk to them about the products until we've already discovered that they want to talk about the business. that's just a whole different way to do the business. This is doing the business. This is it.
You know, you've been, you know, you went to my boot camp, you got my courses. How did working with me one-on-one help you?
A few things. I mean, one, it helped everything go a lot faster. You know, you and I were able to get through, you know, what it would have probably taken me a month to go through just on my own through the boot camp. So that's one thing. But mostly I think it's helped me with the confidence, you know, just practicing it through with you, sitting with you, watching you go through my account, talking to, you know, helping me type out these messages, helping me figure out exactly the wording. Because now I have it in my account, so I can go through, and I do this all the time. I copy and paste a message, you know, when there's something that's very similar or something I can use. I know what I'm doing now. Could somebody figure this out on their own by just reading through? Sure, it would take time, and that's okay. Like, if you've got time, I didn't have time. I've got a fire under me. I've got a reason for building this business fast. Some of you, if you're out there just kind of doing this part-time as something you enjoy, then maybe you do have time. But this is, you know, keeping me from going back into a traditional job, and you know, we have 3 children and we want them to go to private school. So we have a reason for working this really hard and wanting it to be incredibly successful and fast. And that's what you get from working with you, and just a lot of the hand holding. I needed that in the first few weeks. You know, it's not new to talk to people, but it's just a new way. You know, when for the last 8 months I was taught by my upline, you know, a certain way. And you know, I was basically vomiting information on people. And those of you out there who are doing that, you know how well that works. It doesn't. And so yeah, you just need a little bit of time. And there have been a few times where Max has had to go into my account and, oh, what did you write, Zyla? You know, and that's okay. And so that's what is great for having that private session, is that he can go through and really help you take a step back and breathe and figure out the right way to talk to somebody.
So, I mean, you're sitting here with confidence because you know exactly how this is going to play out.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the next answer.
Right.
Thank you. You've made this so fun. And I say this to people a lot of my team when they ask why I use LinkedIn. You know, my time is so precious, and I have very specific chunks of time that I can use to work on the business. You know, it's mostly during my baby's nap time. And so I have to really stay focused, and I have to be able to use my time so productively. And this gives me that chance to be proactive. You know, now I can reach out to as many people as I want. I can have the question, you know, I can have all of these conversations. It's just the way it would be if I were at a cocktail party. You have a conversation. If it's not going anywhere, you just say, all right, thanks, enjoy your evening. You just walk on, and that's it. And so I'm not wasting my time, their time. You know, I can have, you know, 10 to 15 of them at a time going on every day, you know, or if I'm in the carpool line picking up my older kids, you know, I can quickly send a quick note back and keep the conversation going. So you've just made it so I can use my time wisely and only, you know, I'm just talking to the people where it makes sense to talk to them, and I don't waste our time. So anyway.
Now,
Yeah.
when did you get started in your business? Was that October, November?
When I started with Isogenics business, it's been almost a year. This April. So let's call it a year. And then I started with you in January.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and I'm learning the business. I'm brand new in network marketing. I'm just 1 year in it. So I'm not disappointed for where I am, but wow, this is so much better. And if somebody had showed me this, if I had learned your way from day one, I'm not going to look back and imagine where I would have been, but I'm getting there now. So.
And you're all moving down a direction where you can be talking to more people, qualified people, based on what's on their profile. We know in advance who we want to talk to, but now it's just a matter of taking the time to get to know who these people are. So I've opened up registration for our December boot camp. Go to maxlineguard.com/bootcamp, register. And you're going to get, even though boot camp doesn't start until December the 8th, when you register for the December boot camp, you're going to get access to the recorded sessions of the November boot camp. Now, each boot camp is different. In the November boot camp, we gave everybody scripts and strategies and tactics to enroll people before the end of the month, before the end of November. You have your biggest holidays coming up. You got Thanksgiving, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, not to mention some other unofficial holidays. Now is the time, folks. Your business does not slow down. We're going to be back today at 1 o'clock to share more success stories, to share more examples. But the bottom line is every day that you're not talking to 5 or 10 people, every day is a lost day. Many of you, by applying some of the scripts and strategies that we shared with you during the November boot camp, dust off your Facebook, dust off your LinkedIn, apply some of these, and you'll be signing up people in your business before Monday. So we will be back 1 o'clock, help more people. Catch up to all of you soon.